Trump's tariffs on China are generally terrible for American consumers. They're leading to high prices and potentially even shortages on thousands of everyday products. But Trump's tariffs could also end up being good for the planet. Here's why. Chinese web stores like Shein and Temu offer tens of thousands of products at bargain basement prices. Stuff like sandals for less than $9, 5 pairs of socks for $3, a plastic corn peeler for $1, and, if you're a fan of irony, a pair of Chinese-made MAGA keychains for just 70 cents. Until recently, all that stuff came to your door tariff-free thanks to the so-called de minimis exemption. That helped lead to the so-called Shein haul phenomenon you probably saw all over TikTok. In April, Trump closed the de minimis loophole with an executive order and slapped on additional tariffs on China, which has already led to higher prices. This means Shein hauls are shrinking, but it also means less textile waste and less plastic waste polluting the environment. Even before Shein and Temu, textile and plastic waste have been huge problems. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Americans are throwing out 10 times more clothes and shoes today than they did in 1960. In 2018, that's the most recent year for which data are available, Americans threw out as much as 12.5 million tons of clothes and shoes. That's an average of 81.5 pounds of clothes per person. And almost all of it, 85%, ends up in landfills. The global textile industry is a major contributor to climate change and to plastic pollution. According to the United Nations, it is responsible for about 10% of all global carbon emissions and is the second largest consumer of fresh water. It's not just the fuel for shipping packages around the world that's the problem. Clothes themselves are often made from synthetic materials like nylon or spandex or polyester. All of those materials are made from oil. According to the website Unfolded, the fashion industry uses 1.3 billion barrels of oil per year. If you have just 21 items in your closet, that still took 51 liters of oil to make. All of this plastic clothing also sheds plastics into the environment every time you throw something in the laundry. According to a 2017 report from the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, 35% of all microplastics found in the ocean come from washing clothes. Companies like Shein and Temu have made all of this pollution worse. Thanks to American consumers, Shein sales exploded from $10 billion in 2020 to $100 billion in 2022. 44% of Gen Zers buy at least one item from Shein every month, according to a 2024 survey. Shein's own sustainability report admits that the company doubled its carbon emissions in just 1 year, from 2022 to 2023. Of course, saving the planet is not at all what Trump intended with his tariffs. This is the guy who wants to revive the U.S. coal industry and wants to encourage the use of plastic straws. Nevertheless, Trump's tariffs are having an impact on Shein's sales because higher prices means consumers are buying less. If tariffs can help break Americans' addiction to fast fashion and reduce global pollution, it might be the only silver lining from what is otherwise terrible economic policy. I'm Ann Kim. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.